Hello, my name is Regis Snyder and I'm with Traction Tools. Today I'm going to be doing a full demonstration of our software for you. Before we get started, I would like to go over a brief history of Traction Tools. Traction Tools has been in development for over 6 years. We have been live for over 4 years. Right now we are running over 6,000 Level 10 meetings per week on the software. We're an official licensee of EOS worldwide and all of our software is EOS Pure. Gino Wickman, Mike Payton, Mark Winters, the guys that wrote the Traction books, they actually use our software and they refer their clients to us. And out of the 266 licensed EOS implementers in the world, over 200 of them have a Traction Tools account and they also refer their clients to us. This is the workspace of Eileen Sharp. Eileen Sharp is the integrator for Swan Services. Going to this workspace saves her between 45 minutes to an hour every single week just in preparation of the Level 10 meetings. Everyone who is a user from Swan Services will have their own individual workspace page. It is completely customizable, but the way that Eileen does have this set up is she has her leadership scorecard on top. Right underneath that are all of her current to-dos broken out based on the meetings that they come from. She also can see her current rocks. She has it set up so that she can see all of the leadership issues before they go into the meeting so that she can see what they're going to be talking about. She can also see the headlines that are going to be talked about in the meeting, and most importantly, she can see everyone's to-dos that are a part of this meeting. That way she can keep an eye on everybody, make sure they're getting everything done during the week, and she doesn't have to micromanage by sending out emails. Now, before the meeting starts, if Eileen needs to change anything on the scorecard, all she needs to do is go to the box that she wants to change, click in it, and type in the new number. That way, when they get to the scorecard portion of the meeting, everything will be filled out and all you'll have to do is analyze. If Eileen does want to create a people headline during the week, she goes to the top of her workspace where the little banner is. She can click on that and create a people headline. More importantly though, if she does happen to come up with an issue, she goes to the push pin right next to it and clicks on it. I will create an issue and that will be Traction Tools. The details that I'm going to put in there is that we are going to be doing a demo today. We are going to go over the pricing and there is a 30-day free trial. Now that information will stay with this issue no matter where it goes in the software. Even once we have solved the issue and it drops off into the archive, you can still bring it back at any time. All of the issue details, all of the additional notes, and any attachments will all be right there with it. Now this is a cloud-based service, so it has unlimited storage. If you are with us for 10, 15 years, you can always go back to that first meeting even 15 years ago and bring back any information that you would need. Now, if Eileen did want to create a to-do, she goes to the box with the check mark in it, and I will create a to-do as well, and that to-do will be do that thing. Now, if you would like this to-do to be a personal to-do that will only ever show up in the workspace page, you leave it as personal to-do list and it will print up in blue on your workspace page. But if you do want this to-do to be a part of one of your Level 10 meetings, you just click this arrow and that will open up all the Level 10 meetings that you're a part of. I will put it into the leadership Level 10 meeting. I click OK, and it's going to pop up right in her current to-dos because everything in this software happens in real time. As soon as you type it in, it goes everywhere in the software it needs to go. So it shows do that thing as part of Swan Services Leadership Level 10 meeting. That is the meeting that we're about to go into, so I'm going to say that she got that done. Review the sales process with the sales team is also part of the Leadership Level 10 meeting, so I'm going to say she got that done. Get it done is part of her finance Level 10 meeting. We are not going into that meeting today, so I am not going to mark that one off. And pick up dinner. That is an example of an individual or a personal to-do. That's why it's in blue instead of black and white. Every time Eileen logs into her account, she will see that she needs to pick up dinner for herself and the family on the 18th, so there is no way she will ever forget to do that. Now, if Eileen does want to add anything to any of her rocks, like notes or attachments, all she needs to do is click on the rock that she wants to attach. That is going to bring up the rock, and then in the box, she can add any additional notes. She can put in hyperlinks, attachments, URLs, pictures, whatever you would need, and this will all autosave with that rock. So when they are in the rock review portion of the meeting and somebody says, how are you doing on your rock, Eileen? She'll be able to click the rock. All of these notes and attachments will pop up and she can show them everything she's done with the rock up to that point. Now that is pretty much everything on the workspace page. So I'm going to take you into an actual level 10 meeting. To do that, you go up to the L10 in the black bar, and that will bring you to your personal level 10 page. It shows all of the meetings that Eileen is a part of. So Eileen has her Swan Services Leadership Level 10 meeting, she has a Finance Level 10 meeting, and she also has a same page meeting with the other owner. The Operations and the Sales Level 10 meetings, she does not actually attend, but she is an admin. So that allows her to see everything from every single Level 10 meeting. If you are not an admin, the only thing that will show up on this page are the Level 10 meetings that you yourself go into. That keeps people from being able to see information from other Level 10 meetings that they're not a part of. But to go into a meeting, all you have to do is click the meeting itself, and that will bring you to the opening page. In the opening page, it is going to show everyone who should be attending the meeting. Now, if you do run these meetings remotely, when you get to this page, all you would have to do is go down to the video conference in the bottom right-hand corner. You can use any video conferencing software you would like. Great thing about that video conference, once somebody starts the meeting as a leader, it pulls everybody to that leader's page. So you are laser focused, everyone is always looking at the same things, they're always talking about the same things. You can't jump around to other parts of the agenda, you do truly have to follow the leader through the entire meeting. So I'm going to start this meeting as a leader, as Eileen right now. And the first thing I want to bring to your attention is the timer. Right now it shows 0 minutes because we just started the meeting. Your typical level 10 meeting is 90 minutes long. So at any time you can look up in that top left-hand corner and see how much time has elapsed in your meeting to make sure you get through all the steps of the agenda within the 90 minutes. The clock underneath that is the local time of whoever started the meeting as a leader, and then you just go through all the steps of the agenda, and these are all based on the Traction books. You've got your segue, your scorecard, your rock review, people headlines, and to-do list. Each one of those are 5 minutes each. Your IDS is 60 minutes, and your conclusion is 5 minutes. When you add all those up, it comes up to the 90 minutes of your typical meeting. But if that doesn't work for you, that is okay, you can make changes. You go to your advanced settings, that will allow you to change the name of anything in the agenda. You can change the order of the agenda if you would like. You can even take a part out, and you can change the time limits of everything in the agenda. So if you want your meeting to be an hour long instead of 90 minutes or 2 hours, you can make all these changes here. So we've been in the meeting for 2 minutes, and you'll notice the segue has gone from 5 minutes to 3 minutes. The timer in the top left-hand corner will count up through the entire meeting, but each portion of your agenda will count down. Once it gets to 0, it's going to turn red and a little popping noise is going to go off in the laptop of the person who is running the meeting. This lets them know that they've used up their allotted time for that portion of the agenda. Now, it will not automatically move them to the next section of the agenda, but what it does do is it tells them, if you want to get done within 90 minutes, you better start wrapping things up. So we start with our segue. We share the good news from the last 7 days, one thing personal, one thing professional. Everyone in the group does it, and then you're ready to move on to the scorecard. To do that, you just click the scorecard. This is going to bring up the exact same scorecard that was in Eileen's workspace page, just a little bit bigger and easier to read at this point. It shows who is accountable for the measurable, what the measurable is that you have set, and what the goal is that you've set. It also shows the last 13 weeks records. Now, if you made your goal during any of those weeks, it will come up in green. If you did not, it'll come up in red. So looking at our first measurable new leads, we have got a lot of red going on in that line. There is obviously an issue there. There's a reason we're not getting the leads in the way that we would like, but we don't want to discuss that now. What we would like to do is to make an issue out of it so we can discuss it during the IDS portion of the meeting. To make an issue out of your new leads, all you have to do is click the push pin in that line. It is going to auto-populate for you. So your issue is your new leads. Here are all of the details from the scorecard, and it shows that we did miss it by 2 in the last week. Sue Meacham is the measurable owner. When I click OK, in the bottom left-hand corner, a little box pops up that says a new issue has been made. So new leads is now waiting for us in IDS. We can discuss it there and decide how we're going to bring in new leads for the company. Now, if you did want to create a to-do for someone from the scorecard, it works the exact same way, and I will create a to-do from that same measurable. So we go to new leads once again, but instead of the push pin, we go to the box, and it is the same through the entire software. Push pins will always create issues, boxes will always create to-dos. So I click in that box to create the to-do. It auto-populates all the details once again, and then you just make up the to-do. And I will say, get 3 leads. Now, Sue Meacham is the measurable owner, so she automatically comes up as the person who is accountable. But you can assign this to anyone in the meeting that you would like. To assign it to someone else, you just click in this box. That is going to show you everyone who is attending this meeting. I'm going to reassign this to-do to Lisa. I'm going to take it away from Sue. So now Lisa needs to get 3 leads in the next 7 days. When I click the OK, in the bottom left-hand corner, another box pops up. This time it says a new to-do has been made. So when we get to the to-dos section of the meeting, that will show up as a new to-do for Lisa that she needs to get 3 leads over the next 7 days. Now your scorecard is completely customizable. Right now we have it set up based on who is accountable, but you can put it into whatever order you would like. You can track whatever you would like. Your goals can be based on units, dollar amounts, or percentages. We will definitely give you a hand setting this up, but now let's go into the ROC review. Now we are in the leadership level 10 meeting right now, so it shows the company ROCs first, then it goes through everyone's individual ROCs. But once again, it is completely customizable. You can put it in whatever order you would like. In the ROC review, all you do is you look at your ROC and you say whether you are off track, on track, or done. Now that will change from week to week. When it does, all you have to do is click to change it. Company ROCs, right now we have 40% of them completed. If I move this trifold brochure over to done, that will automatically go up to 60%. So at any time, you can look in the top corner of each person's box, see how everybody's doing with their ROCs at any point in the quarter. Now that trifold brochure is a company ROC, but Art Pearson took ownership of it, so it is also his personal ROC. So when I move this to off track up here, it automatically moves down here because those two are the exact same ROCs. Now, if you did want to take a deeper dive into the ROC and see everything that they have done, all you need to do is click on Art's ROC. Any notes or attachments that he has put in before this meeting are going to pop up right here on the note board. Anybody who is logged into the account can add additional notes to this. They can put in hyperlinks, attachments, URLs, whatever you would need, and this will all auto-save with that ROC. So next week when we come back into this meeting, if you want to check on how Art is doing with that trifold brochure, you can click his ROC. Once again, all of these notes and attachments will be there along with anything else that he may have added during the week. Now, I don't know how your typical level 10 meetings are going to go, but with most companies, the way that it works, the quarter starts, ROCs are assigned to everybody and they get all excited and they say, yes, I know exactly what I need to do to complete this ROC within 90 days. So the first week of the quarter, every single person is going to be on track the entire way down. And then the next week, they are all going to be on track again, and on track, and on track, and on track through the entire quarter. You get to the end of the quarter and you realize maybe you haven't done everything you need to do to complete this ROC on time. So you drop to off track, you've got like 2 weeks left, you say, oh my goodness, how am I going to complete this ROC on time? What we have put in to help with that is this milestones feature. And what a milestone is you set a date at any time during that ROC period that you're going to get something accomplished that's going to help you complete that ROC. So for this trifold brochure, Art Pearson said that he is going to contact printing, find out how much it's going to cost and how quickly he can get everything accomplished. Now he said he was going to get that done by August 21st, but he did not get it done because he didn't mark off this box. We are past August 21st. That's why the date here is red, the dot on his timeline is red, and his entire timeline is red right now because he is off track. But we can easily fix that. All we need to do is create a to-do for Art to contact printing. To create that to-do, all you have to do is click in the box right here in his ROC. It is going to auto-populate all the details once again, and you just put in that to-do. And that to-do will be contact printing. Now, Art Pearson will obviously be accountable for that because it is his ROC. When I click OK, bottom left-hand corner, another box pops up. This time it says a new to-do has been made. So Art now knows he has got to contact printing over the next 7 days. When he gets that accomplished, all he has to do is go into his personal workspace, open up this ROC, and then click in this box that he has completed it. When he does that, the date over here goes from red to blue, the dot on the timeline goes from red to green, the entire timeline goes green, and he can now move himself to on track because at this point he has done everything he needs to do to complete this ROC on time. Now you can have as many milestones as you would like affiliated with any of these rocks. You could have no milestones. You could have 50 milestones if you wanted to. If Art needed to do 3 different things to complete this trifold brochure, he could set 3 different milestones down here. There'd be 3 dots going across this timeline based on the dates that he put in there, and all he has to do is check off each one as he gets them completed. Let's move into the people headlines. People headlines are very simple. It's just information you want to share about anybody in your company or even one of your clients. They do not have to be a part of this level 10 meeting. Whoever puts the people headline in during the week is the person in the circle, and then this is the headline. So we closed a huge deal with a new client. That is awesome news. We definitely want to celebrate that as a leadership team. But we may also want to share that information with our sales level 10 meetings so they know everything about that new client. So once you have multiple level 10 meetings, if you want to share a people headline between them, all you have to do is click the arrow. It is going to copy the headline. You tell it which level 10 meeting you want it to go into. I will send it over to sales. Click the OK, and it has now been shared. Now, at the end of this meeting, all of the people headlines and all of the completed to-dos are going to drop off and go into the archive because those are both based on the last 7 days. That's why we shared that headline with the sales team, because next week when we come back in, none of these headlines are going to be here. They will be in the archive. You can still bring them back at any time. But as of the end of this meeting, they are dropped into the archive. Also with the people headlines, if there are any notes or attachments affiliated with them, all you have to do is click the headline. So Jenny had her baby and it's a boy. Over in the notes it says her baby was 17 pounds and she broke a state record. Now, Jenny is not going to be with us for a while. She is going to be on maternity leave. That was a very big baby. She may never be coming back. Jenny is a part of our sales team, so we need to know what we're going to do with her clients while she's gone. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn this people headline into an issue by simply clicking the push pin right here. It will copy that headline into an issue. You can rename it if you would like, but I'm just going to leave it Jenny had her baby and it's a boy. When I click OK down here, bottom left-hand corner, another box pops up, says a new issue has been made. So Jenny and her baby are now waiting for us in the IDS. We can discuss it there and decide what we're going to do with her clients. If you did want to create a to-do out of any of these headlines, all you have to do is click in the box for whichever headline you want to create a to-do. Like with Jenny, if we want to send her some flowers while she's in the hospital, you can just click that box, assign a to-do to someone in this meeting to send some flowers out to Jenny. But that really is pretty much everything on the people headlines, so let's go into the to-dos. Now you always want to be EOS pure, which means you get 90% of your to-dos completed as a group every single week. If you do, this congratulations is going to pop up. These fireworks will go off and everybody says, yay, we did our job over the last 7 days. Then you click the OK so you can analyze the to-dos. Now any new to-dos that were made during today's meeting will always be on top. It says new, the software knows that they're new, so they are not included in the percentage completed. What that means for you is you can assign as many to-dos as you would like at any time during this meeting, and it still will not hurt your percentage from the last week. Now everyone that did complete their to-dos last week, they marked them off in their workspace. That's why they are checked off here and grayed out. If you did not complete your to-do, it's going to still be in black and white and your picture will be in color. Now next week, when we come back into this meeting, all of these that are checked off and grayed out will be gone. They'll be in the archive. The 2 on top will still be there, but they will no longer say new. Hopefully they will be grayed out because they got everything taken care of over the last 7 days. And if Sue still does not send these quotes out to 3 new prospects, there will be a red box right here that says late. It's a way of holding people accountable for their to-dos. No one wants to see that late at the end of their name. But if it does happen, you can make an issue out of it and ask her, why didn't you get your to-do done? Maybe she was sick, maybe she was on vacation, maybe she really just has way too much on her plate right now and she cannot complete that to-do on time. If you would like to reassign a to-do to someone else within this meeting, all you have to do is click on the to-do itself. Right now it shows that it's assigned to Sue Meacham. When I click her name, it's going to show you everybody who's a part of this meeting. I'm going to reassign it to Vic Hightower. When I do that, the picture over here becomes Vic's picture instead of Sue's, and then you can go down to the due date right here and adjust the due date by a week because it is now a new to-do for Vic. Let's jump into the IDS. IDS is the most important part of your meeting. That's why it's 60 minutes long and everything else is 5. This is where you identify your issues, you discuss them, and you solve them. Everyone's going to see this list of issues. Any newer issues will always be on top. Anything that is carried over from past weeks will be towards the bottom. You decide as a group which 3 are the most important to discuss first. When you know which ones those are, you just click in the circles next to them. So we'll do traction tools, we'll do Jenny and her baby, and we'll do revised financial department structure. Now when I click that third one, they automatically move up to the top so you can start IDSing. To IDS, you just click on the issue itself. Any notes or attachments that were put in before today's meeting are going to pop up right over here on the note board. As you are discussing this issue, this becomes a whiteboard. Anyone in the meeting can add additional notes, they can put in hyperlinks, attachments, whatever you need, and this will all auto-save with that issue. And so you talk about Traction Tools, you saw the demo, you like the pricing, you want to at least take advantage of that 30-day free trial to make sure it's going to work for your company. So you make a to-do out of it. To make it to-do, you go back up into that issue line and click in the box. It's going to auto-populate all the details once again, and that to-do will be start the trial. Now you can have anybody in the company responsible for this. I am going to give it to Eileen Sharp. When I click OK, bottom left-hand corner, a little box pops up, says a new to-do has been made. That will show up as a new to-do for Eileen at the end of this meeting, so she knows that she has to start the trial of Traction Tools. Now, once you have fully discussed your issue, you have fixed it, you've completed it, you know what you're gonna do, you're ready to send it into the archive. All you have to do is click the box right here. That will take it off this list. It is now in the archive. You can still bring it back at any time. All of the notes and details and attachments will be with it, but as of now, it is in the archive. Another way that an issue might leave this list, Jenny had her baby and it's a boy. Well, we already know Jenny is a part of our sales team. So we as a leadership team have decided we're not gonna pick out who's gonna take care of our clients. We're gonna move this over to the sales level 10 and have them decide who's gonna take care of our clients. So once again, once you have multiple level 10 meetings, if you wanna move an issue between them, you just click that arrow, just like the people headlines. It copies the issue. You tell it which meeting you wanna send it to. I'm gonna send it into sales. I click OK, and it now shows that it has been moved. Now this is no longer our issue, but it does stay on our issues list. And the reason for that is, next week when we come back into this meeting, if sales took care of this issue, picked out somebody to take care of Jenny's clients, they will have dropped it off of their issues list and this will automatically say solved. But if we come back in next week and this still says moved, that means sales did nothing with this issue. That's when we're gonna send them a cascading message that they need to put somebody in charge of Jenny's clients because no one is talking to them right now and we don't wanna lose them as clients. So this is just another set of eyes on every issue. Even though it is no longer our issue, we still follow it the whole way through until it says solved. That way nothing ever falls through the cracks. But once it does say solved, all you have to do is click in the box right here and that will send it into the archive. And the last way that an issue is going to leave this list, revise the financial department structure. Now that might be an issue that you're not going to take care of right away. Maybe it's next quarter, maybe it's even 6 months down the road. What you can do is move it to your long-term issues list on your Vision Traction Organizer by clicking the VTO right here. That will take it off this list and it is now on the Vision Traction Organizer. The Vision Traction Organizer is included in the software, so I'm going to take you there now so you can see it. This is the Vision Traction Organizer for Swan Services. It's everything about the future of their company. It is their core value, their core focus, their 10-year target, marketing strategy, the 3-year picture. As I scroll down, it gets to things that are a little bit more current. It is their 1-year plan and their current quarter's rocks. Now these are only the company rocks. If it had everyone's individual rocks in there, this document would be 4 pages long. So we do only put the company rocks in there. But most importantly, the reason we came here is the long-term issues list. These are all of your issues that you're going to discuss either next quarter or even longer down the road. If you do, however, want to talk about one of these issues now instead of waiting till next quarter, all you have to do is come to this portion of the software. There is an IDS at the end of each one of these issues. Whatever one you want to discuss, you just click that IDS and it will take it off this issue and move it right back to the level 10 meeting that you just came from. I am going to take us back there now. And there it is, revised financial department structure. Now I'm gonna pretend that we discussed this one and we solved it, so I'm gonna send it into the archive. We have only used up 7 minutes of our allotted 60 minutes. That means we have time now to go back and pick some more issues. You do the same thing, you just click in the circles of the ones you want to discuss. They move up to the top, you discuss them, you solve them, and you send them into the archive. And you keep on doing that for 60 minutes or until you run out of issues, but you rarely run out of issues, so you keep doing it for 60 minutes. Let's go into the conclusion of the meeting. In the conclusion, first thing it's going to do is recap everyone's to-dos from today's meeting. So everybody looks up there and says, great, that's what I need to get done over the next 7 days. At the end of this meeting, an email will go out automatically to every single person who is a part of this Level 10 meeting. It'll be a recap of the Level 10 itself. All of the to-dos will be included in that recap. So you see your to-dos here at the end of the meeting. When you get back to your desk, you'll see them again in your email, so there is no excuse for not getting your to-dos completed. If we do have any cascading messages that need to go out to any other departments, like if we need to yell at the sales team to take care of Jenny's clients, we can create a to-do right here telling somebody in this meeting to go and yell at the sales team. And then everybody rates the meeting. It is a level 10 meeting, so you want to get as close to a 10 as you possibly can. If somebody does happen to give it a low score though, like say a 5 or a 6, the meeting is not over with yet. So you can ask that person, what was wrong with today's meeting? What can we do better next week? So you can give it that score of a 10. Then it's going to send that email summary out to all attendees. It is going to close out the completed to-dos and close out the people headlines. When I conclude this meeting, there will be an example of the email that goes out. And here it is. First thing it will show are these 4 boxes. It will say 6 issues were solved in today's meeting, 92% of the to-dos were completed, 9.4 was the average rating, and the meeting took 24 minutes. Right after that, it will list each to-do individually, broken out by the person that it belongs to. After the to-dos, it's going to list out these 6 issues individually. It's going to put all of the notes, all of the details, and all of the attachments right there with it in your email, so you have it for your further reference if you need. If you do happen to erase the email though, not a big deal because everything is in the archive. You can still bring it back at any time. And then after those issues, it will put in the people headlines, so it is a complete recap of the entire meeting. Now let's go into the accountability chart. This is the accountability chart for Swan Services. Right now it is showing the leadership team. If you do want to see more of the accountability chart, you can just go to the set visibility depth and that will show you the whole thing. Now this is a PDF, so you can print this out at any time and give it to anyone in your company, whether they're part of a level 10 meeting or not. That way they know who they report to and what their actual roles are. You can print it up based on the entire accountability chart, or if you would like, you can do it by department. So if you just wanted to do sales, you would have it print up the sales department, you give that to that team, and they will be all set and ready to go. Now, once you do have this whole thing filled out, and we will definitely give you a hand filling this out, but once you do have the whole thing filled out, if you ever need to make changes, it is very simple. If you need to move boxes around, all you have to do is highlight the box itself, move it to wherever you want it to go, and it'll be all set and ready to go. If you do need to change things within someone's box, you click on these boxes right here. That will bring the information over to the side. Here you can change the name of the function, you can change the employee who is responsible for it. If you'd like to add roles, you click the plus here. If you'd like to take these roles away, you just click one of the X's, that will take the role away. When you are all done, you just click this arrow and that will move it right back and you will be all set and ready to go. Thank you for spending the time with me today. If you would like more information to include pricing, all you have to do is go to our website, which is mytractiontools.com. Have a wonderful day.